Are we drinking that peanut butter whiskey tonight?
If you want. Probably should.
All right, let's do it right now.
All right. Smell it.
This episode brought to you by Sheepdog Peanut Butter Whiskey. 70 woof.
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 No, it should be proof crossed out with woof added in. It's woof crossed out with proof added in.
You're right. It's stupid.
It's so stupid.
Fucking idiots. The Sheepdog Peanut Butter Whiskey. You got peanut brain poisoning. Oh, there's that lingering peanut butter taste.
That's what it's known for.
Fuck, I'm Jason.
I'm Jules.
And
we doing filmographies.
Oh, God. On the seventh day of Pitt's, miss my true love gave to me. Dark side of the sun. Poor Brad Pitt has some skin disorder that makes no sense. It's not just the sun. Apparently, candlelight also gives him lesions.
Yep. Light in general.
It doesn't make any
sense. What does that mean?
Yeah, I mean, I understand you get UV problems from the sun. People have that.
For sure, yeah.
But no candles? You just live your life in the dark?
Well, and sun gets in, right? Through his eyeball and slit mouth.
How about that fucking mouth?
What do they need to make lips?
I don't understand because
they don't move.
It's covered over. There's the inlet, but then there's still cloth on the other side.
There's like lips. He looks like he's, I don't know.
I was like, is there like a sock going back that goes down his throat so it seems like he's got a mouth? No.
How much of that you think was him?
I imagine all of it.
Because there was a double.
For like motorcycle stuff or what?
Well, probably, but I'm wondering if, like, when he's just out about in the city, it's all voiceover. It's like The Mandalorian.
But, I mean, he's not famous or anything, so why wouldn't you just make him do it?
Because it may have just been... So this is weird, man. This movie was released initially in 1988. It didn't actually get international release because it's from...
Yugoslavia?
Yugoslavia. It didn't hit stateside until it was direct-to-video release in 1992.
It was out in 92?
Yeah.
I remember seeing the DVD like on the shelves, and I guess 97 is that the DVD release, somewhere around there?
The DVD release is 97, and they actually use a older picture of Brad Pitt on that. It isn't him when he was movie age, which is kind of weird.
What?
They got like a better picture of him, like, I don't know from where, but he looks like when he was 27 and dating a 17-year-old.
Juliette Lewis.
Brad Pitt. Because he did that. It's like, because they were hoping that people would see a Brad Pitt they recognize.
Yeah.
And be like, oh, I'll watch this.
Gotta watch it.
What is this, another Irish bomb movie the boys in?
Got to make sure it wouldn't happen again.
Nope. He's the lead. Boy, he got to be the lead.
So it was shot in Montenegro, Yugoslavia, during the summer of 88. Although I heard it was filmed a little bit earlier than that.
Your people on the street told you?
They did. I have a homeless network of spies.
Nice.
Around the 40-minute mark of the movie, Brad Pitt's character is wearing a red St. Louis Cardinals hat. His family moved to St. Louis when he was a toddler. I don't think this is real, this trivia from IMDb. I think this is bullshit. It says him and co-star Cheryl Pollack would reunite a year later in 1989, again playing boyfriend and girlfriend.
They did.
On season 3, episode 2 of 30-something.
Oh, no, it's... Oh! She was also in 21 Jump Street. Yeah,
I looked up her filmography. And
she's the babysitter in 30-something.
I want you to pull it up, because I couldn't find it. You
want me to look right now?
I do, why not? But while you're doing that, director Božidar Nikolek picked Brad Pitt out of 400 candidates for the main role. This is just according to the person that posted the video on YouTube. Brad Pitt was very happy for the pick. I guess so. But did you find her filmography?
I didn't look at her filmography. I just typed in Brad Pitt 30-something.
That's what I need to see.
But I watched the episode.
I did too.
She's the babysitter.
I need to see it.
Okay.
He picked Brad Pitt out of 400 candidates. Pitt was paid $1,523 for 7 weeks of filming. Nikolek said that film was then shelved due to lack of entertainment value. The movie was released directly to video in 1997. I had 92. That's what my arsenal of hobo infiltrators told me.
Yeah, I thought it was incorrect. 30-something, one episode, Lauren, Cheryl Pollack.
Really? Insane.
She's a babysitter, one episode.
Well, there you go.
But she's also in 21 Jump Street.
As?
The girl whose brother kills himself.
When?
In the one episode we watched.
With Brad Pitt?
I believe so.
That's insane. The tagline for this movie is, they needed a miracle for their love to survive. I think he just needed to be a little less cagey. This movie's rated R.
Why? There is tits in it.
There is a tit, yeah. Just one tit. Mirrored to look like two.
Okay,
No,
maybe
I'm
I'm
joking.
thinking.
There are tits in here.
Okay.
At the beach.
Was there tits in cutting class also?
Yes, in the locker room. On YouTube.
All right. Nice.
Boing. Yeah, when he's racing that Frenchman on the
Yeah.
beach. A girl just rips off her shirt, parading around.
This movie's interesting.
I think there's some swearing, too.
In this movie?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I guess
American
maybe when
dude.
the dad's beating up...
Well, and the night before when they're at the costume event, I think the guy was being a jerk to the lady. You want to read the synopses?
Yeah.
Okay.
The dark side of the sun. Rick, Brad Pitt, is a teenage gimp living in Yugoslavia. I wasn't thinking about saying gimp earlier. I was thinking maybe I shouldn't, but now I'm drunk, so he's a teenage gimp living in Yugoslavia. Well, he and his dad, Bernie Sanders, Guy Boyd, search for a cure to Rick's skin disease and Bernie's ED. Rick finds a dog while riding his motorcycle. He also falls in love with Frances, Cheryl Pollock, but his gimp suit doesn't have a peener hole. Will their love blossom? Will the secessionist wars tear the region apart, forcing this movie to be shelved for 9 years, only to be seen outside of Yugoslavia as a straight-to-video release? What will happen if there's a solar eclipse on the dark side of the sun, by the dark side of the moon? What am I? An answering machine? The synopsis written by Julian Watkins.
So originally, yeah, they said that after filming was shot, the secessionist wars that tore the region apart, much of the footage was stored in Avala Films warehouse in Belgrade. In 1996, producer Andehelo Aranhalovic worked on getting a distribution deal for the film before it ended up getting released direct-to-video in 1997. You imagine it? War.
No.
This movie, it's one of those movies, it really asks a lot of you because it's hard to get past that suit.
Yes.
It's very difficult to digest, because, okay, look, the suit is head to toe leather.
Yeah. It's the gimp suit from Pulp Fiction.
Bring out the
Brad Pitt.
He looks sleepy because he's got just like slits for the eyes, but there's like an eye almond shape around him, like little lips. And then he's got lips, even though it's a slit in his mouth. And he rides a motorcycle and he wears a motorcycle helmet. So he's in Yugoslavia.
Uh-huh.
He's got a rare disease that doesn't allow him to be in contact with light.
Of any kind.
Of any kind. When he eats dinner with his father, there's a little bit of a silhouette, so there is light there, but it's like pitch black, except for the father. And he's just in this leather suit. And you're just thinking like, man, this is really rough to look at. He's driving down the street. He sees a dead dog and there's a puppy, and he takes that. We never see that dog again.
I was wondering, we don't.
I just realized when you read the synopses, I'm like, oh yeah, that dog never is even mentioned again.
They eat it?
Probably.
Yeah.
His mother is questionably catatonic.
Is she, right, because she wheels herself. Did you think she was going to go down those stairs when she wheeled herself to the
I
stairs?
kind of did, but then when she's just in the bed, I'm like, well, what the hell was she doing in the wheelchair then?
Is she depressed because her son has the skin disease?
Was she alarmed because that lady sings so terribly?
Oh, that could be, yes.
She's like, is there a murder happening? I got to get out of bed and investigate because it sounds like a woman's being murdered.
It's time to escape. Before I found out that even candlelight would hurt him, I was like, I mean, whatever. You just live your life at night. It's really not that big of a deal.
That's what I assumed was happening. I assumed there was an eclipse.
I thought the way it was set up is that once a year for 4 days, he's able to just be a person because the sun rays are blocked somehow.
Because they're from Chicago, and his dad has taken him to reputable doctors. Hasn't worked. So now he's in Yugoslavia paying money to see a medicine man.
How much money does this guy have to just float around the world, set up shop in these wonderful homes?
Right. You need the windows that you can shutter. That costs money. Right. So he's paying this idiot in like a fur vest to do bullshit magic.
Son, no good for Rick.
I know.
But these 2 years, I think I am helping.
Hey, man, that was their medical system back then. Let's not be looking down on the Yugoslavians.
It reminds me of Man on the Moon.
I'm apologize to Yugoslavians. I'm just kidding.
I make good your boy.
Thank you.
And he sees the chicken at one point.
He's pulling out my poisoned guts. Oh, if I know what you're
He sees him
doing.
palm the chicken.
Yeah, he's
That's such a good
Chuckling.
scene.
Sad.
It's very sad.
Thank you very much.
So I'm thinking, maybe there's going to be some weird magic.
Yeah.
Where the sun gets blocked out. Dark side of the sun.
Yeah.
Right? That's not the case.
No.
He gets to a point, and here's the thing: do they just make a new GIMP suit every couple of months?
As he gets bigger?
Yeah, because how old is he supposed to be? 19?
Shouldn't he be done growing?
No, you don't stop till you're 25.
Really?
In fact, a lot of people get most of their growth spurt within that last area. Penis mostly, but
Mine shrunk.
that's a shame. You should get a receipt. Take that back. So. Because when he reveals himself finally, and it is glorious when he does.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's probably the best part of the movie.
Oh, boy. I wanted to...
Oh, I thought you were going to tell me you cried.
No, I didn't. But...
He looks beautiful.
Because he doesn't even know what he looks like.
And so sad.
Right. He goes...
I look like mother.
Yeah.
Which I hate when people say mother and father.
Well, it was 1987, 88.
Well, and it was also written by a Yugoslav, so they probably...
I look like Mothar.
My wife, So...
That's Kazakhstan.
So, yeah, he's a baby, and they just throw him right in a leather suit?
Yeah, I wonder how that went. I
Does
mean,
it develop maybe when he's 7?
It must have been trial and error to find out that something terrible.
Because once you get the blisters, you're dead.
Yeah.
Right? So did he get to the precipice of blistering and they were like, whoa, he's red? Because he doesn't just blister. He looks like fucking Freddy Krueger.
Yeah, it's like a real pizza face
He's
situation.
peeling. So whatever it is, they decide that he needs to be in a leather suit continuously.
Yeah.
Forever. Until they can figure it out.
Go live underground, man.
And ride on a dirt bike.
Underground in your caves. Like us.
Say hello to the night.
What the fuck is that?
Lost in the shadows. Say hello to the night. Lost in the loneliness. Yeah, you know, I saw a thumbnail for Lost Boys on some streaming channel, and it was the scene of the movie where they're hanging from the bridge.
Yeah.
But it's the scene when they cut away and you can see the bridge in full and the body's dangling, and it just says Lost Boys, like they do in Fringe whenever they introduce something. The letters are like in the background. They did that. I'm like, that's not what the Lost Boys is. Somebody watches that, they're going to be sorely disappointed. But so he gets he's riding through town. The town is really cool. You have to take like a bridge out to the island, and then it's just like almost like a castle. There's limestone cobble everywhere, and
when you see that island, I think it's really pretty.
It's incredible.
I think it's an amazing setting for a movie.
Absolutely.
A more interesting movie would really
flourish
take it over
with,
the top. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Like Bourne. The Bourne identity.
Oh, shit.
Run through those cobblestone streets.
That's how the music sounds.
Yeah. No, I thought that was feet hitting the ground real fast.
When his dad was driving to town to fight those guys, he actually collides with the wall of the bridge.
Oh, yeah.
He hits the butt end of the Saab or whatever he's driving.
I was worried about him through this whole movie, Brad Pitt. Because I feel like if you're a creep walking around in that leather thing, people are going to mess with you. Maybe they'll rip it off.
Yeah, it seemed like that's what the French guy was going to do at the ball. There's a American theater group full of 3 tchotchkes and a woman. You ever heard that phrase?
Tchotchke?
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard it in Hunk. It refers to...
That's something else.
Okay.
This is like a Chad, right? They're driving in their van. She sees Brad Pitt driving in his leather suit.
And she's like, oh, he's not scary.
Goes,
I'm not terrified of this leather man.
Right. I would see that outside the passenger or the rear side mirror and think, oh my God, Mad Max.
We're going to fucking die. Do not make eye contact with him. He will come for you in the night.
I told you we shouldn't go to Gastown. This is the wrong route. So he's shadowing them, and then he pulls up alongside them, and then he gets in front of them, and then he speeds off. They get to town. They're an American theater group, for some reason, dispatched to Yugoslavia.
For a while.
Yeah, for like a festival. And the guy, they're in the van, and he's drinking. He's trying to kiss her.
It's not her boyfriend, right?
I don't think that's why I altered the synopses, but I guess it didn't save. Where I said she seems like an apparent trafficked human, right?
Yeah.
It's like this dude's all pawing on her.
They don't seem like they're in a theater troupe either. Those seem like real broskies.
Yeah, and he grabs her, and what's wrong with you? And
they act like they're the hot football player, But they're really like the dumpy friend.
Yeah.
That's like the clown.
They're the meatball that, people have around,
Yeah.
but they're going to bag on.
But it's only meatballs and then her.
And so they're doing their theater thing, and she notices him in the background, kind of milling around. She's like, oh my God, that leather.
Yeah.
Oh my God, what is this feeling I've never felt before in my breast? And the guy's like, hey girl, you all right? You
She's
ain't
like,
acting.
oh no, I'm not clean down there.
I better clean up.
I did that. I did it this time.
You did it.
I did the I'm
It
not
was
clean down
It
there.
was great. It was glorious.
Thank you.
And she goes, oh, no, that's nothing. And he motorcycles away. He keeps going to the store to get
Food
box
daily.
full of stuff. Yeah.
Every single day he goes in there.
Mr. Rick. And that guy's so apologetic. Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh, I'm so sorry.
He's a nice guy.
A super nice guy. So,
That hat's real dumb. I've seen that hat before. The hat,
yeah.
it's like a piece of fabric sitting on your head.
Yep. And so then they're like, okay, there's a party tonight. And Rick's like, you know what? I'm going to go to this party, Dad. And he goes, what? Rick?
It's going to be lit, Dad.
You got to be careful, son. You got to be careful, son. I'm going to go out, Dad. All right, Rick.
I hear Julian's got some coke.
So it happens to also be somewhat of a masquerade affair.
Yeah, real eyes wide shut shit.
He looks like Wraith from the movie Wraith.
Did you watch that?
Yeah.
Is it Charlie Sheen? Mm-hmm. It's all a dream, right? At the end?
No, he's the Wraith.
But at the end,
He's a
doesn't it
ghost.
turn out to be a dream?
No, I don't think so. Maybe.
No, that's Wisdom with Emilio Estevez.
No, yeah, this is like definitely not a
He's
dream.
a ghost?
Yeah, he was killed, and now he's an apparition and the Wraith
And he's killing bad guys?
in a souped up car. Yeah,
Does it suck?
well, I don't want to spoil it because we're gonna watch it, but
No, we're not. What? What?
so he
Who's
meets
in
her.
it?
I don't know.
Brad Pitt?
No, if it happens to be a free pick, you can't. It's an offer you can't refuse.
Oh, Jesus. Okay.
I'm in the olive oil business. So he goes up to her and he's like, hey, Cheryl, I'm Rick, but I didn't tell you my name.
No, I'm the Night Rider.
And she
What's
goes,
his name?
that's what
the
she
Dark
says.
Rider?
The Night Rider.
Okay.
Well, no, it can't be the Night Rider. That would have
Dark
been out
Rider.
at that point.
Are you-
It's got to be Dark Rider.
Hey, the leather boy's here. The leather daddy's here.
So she's just smitten. The chubbier guy, he's being an asshole, talking about titties.
Two Yugoslavian beauties. Big tits. To the Best Actress Award, Best on Stage, and Best in Bed.
And he leaves, and then Rick comes over and sits down, and she's like, hey, what's up, bro? And
You're American.
Innocent.
What brings you to Yugoslavia?
You.
she goes, oh, cool, let me see your face. And he goes, no.
Runs away.
She puts on her mask, and she goes,
Now we're the same. Let's dance.
I don't know how.
no, I really want to. I'm so turned on by you. And so they dance a little bit, but then he leaves. She's like, WTF? And
I thought he ran away when she tried to take it off. But
Maybe she does.
But I remember her being like, I'm wearing one too. It
At
might
this-
be out of order, though. She might do that before, and then she tries to take it off.
might be. So then he goes to his shanty. And
Yeah, what's up with his shanty?
I don't know.
Is that his?
It
It seems like it's his. Why would he have an extra
Why
spot,
did he make
though?
it? Did he make it?
He didn't make it. This is like
I think he just found it.
Why wouldn't somebody else claim to it?
I don't know, man. It reminds me, there's a shanty in Stardew Valley. Have you heard that?
Yeah.
On the beach.
Uh-huh.
And I think the long-haired guy lives there. But
Is he a leather daddy?
he's not. He's sort of a Hunter Hearst Helmsley type. But this is incredibly bizarre because it's furnished.
It's nice.
Apparently he has matches because he lights the
Oh, to make tea or
lantern.
something?
That too. Coffee. So he lays in the bed awkwardly and he pulls off his glove and he holds it by the light and nothing happens. So now he's with his hombre and he's like,
This is good practice for Interview with the Vampire, huh? Yeah.
he looks so much like that. And he goes, hey, Dad, look, man, this shaman's bullshit. He's taking your money. Mom's better because she's brain dead. It's got to be hard for you.
Mom's better because she's brain dead?
Yeah, because she doesn't have to witness me living this leather life, And he goes, I'm just going to take it off, bruh. I can't live like this anymore. I got to live.
Were you kind of hoping that maybe there was nothing wrong with him or he grew up
Yeah.
a bit? I guess what would be the point of the movie at that point?
Right. And so he goes, oh, son, don't do that. And he goes, nah, I got a girl now. And
Gotta get my dick wet,
you know,
Daddy.
I gotta do something, man. Now,
Gotta smell that stink, Dad.
oh, because he gets home, it's 5 a.m.
Can't smell that stink through the mask, Dad.
I don't want white stains on my leather suit, Dad. Okay. Now, he had been out all night and it's 5 a.m. Surely he's getting ready to go to bed.
He's the Dark Rider.
I would wait till the next day. I'd get ample
For
sleep.
what? Oh, to take your shit off?
Yeah, because if you only get 3 days
Yeah.
or thereabouts before you blister and die,
Get some meth. Be real awake for those
I'd
3 days.
prepare, right? I'm not just going to do it, but he does it. And he reveals himself, and he is like a porcelain doll. Young Brad Pitt, he's got 2 scars on his face.
This is like the most handsome I've seen him, honestly.
He looks so much better in this than anything we've seen up to this point.
Wait a minute. What about that big hair Brad Pitt in No Man's Land? Remember when he's the waiter and he's got the giant hair? The car stealing movie?
Oh.
Remember that big hair?
It's not just big, though. It's a mullet.
Yeah, I remember when it looks like Johnny Suede, which we haven't gotten to yet.
I'd like to know what his life was like, because he's so young. Is his family out there with him?
We've already talked about this.
Did we?
Yeah, they're not out there.
Well, what is he doing?
I don't know. That's what we say. We want to know what he did. We'd like to be like, hey, Brad, what was it like before you did?
Because I guess he was 19 in Hunk, right?
Yeah.
He was an adult.
Because he went to the University of Missouri, right? I think. And
I didn't look into
I
it.
assumed he graduated and came out, but maybe not.
Maybe he dropped.
Dribbity drop.
You know, he said, hey, work for Paul Thomas Anderson. So he reveals himself in all of his glory. They powder him sometimes, it feels like, and not others.
Got to be a pale boy.
He looked a little bit like Michael Jackson.
Or the vampire Lestat. That's not who he is. He's Louis.
So he's glorious. And his dad's like, oh my God, you're glorious, son.
Can we kiss?
Shelter
sorry. I don't
Shelter
know.
yourself before I molest you.
I'm getting feelings. I don't understand them. I think you're just pretty and you transcend gender.
So he's all cock of the walk. He runs into some water. He gets his
Oh my
clothes
God.
wet.
The dolphin teaches him to swim?
The dolphin headbutt the shit out of him. Did you see that?
No, but I remember him frolicking in the water.
Clocks him in the fucking face, yeah.
And then telling
they showed
people...
the fin continuously getting closer. I'm like, is it a shark?
Yeah, I thought it was a shark for a minute.
Is he going to get killed?
Yeah, what if he gets eaten right away?
And he goes home and he goes, hey, Dad, I swam with a dolphin.
It taught me to swim, he said.
And they race and he gets tired. And he goes to town to get supplies. So the motorcycle guy, he's at the masquerade ball and he approaches him and he says,
You are fast, but not that fast. Why can't we race, man?
you and me got to race. And he goes, nah, I ain't doing that. And he leaves.
It's pretty lame.
And the guy's just leering at him
That guy's a creep.
from afar.
That whole angle is stupid.
It's weird. So you're thinking, oh shit, he's about to rip his mask off or whatever. That doesn't happen. So now he rolls into town and he's in a Jeep. And he drives a Jeep when he's Rick. He drives a motorcycle when he's the Knight Rider. He's like Ghost Rider. And the motorcycle gang is like catcalling him as he walks through.
We like your plump lips.
Woo, 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 woo. You know, and I'm like, well, they can't know who he is, right? So he goes to the shop and the guy goes,
Hello. Is my order ready? Excuses. Who you are? I don't know.
Well, I come here every day.
I pick up fresh groceries every day
Yep.
of the week.
it's me, Leatherhead.
No, the mask. I don't understand. You come here 2 years, always with mask, and now
Oh, Leather Boy.
From the movie with the George Clooney.
What in the name of the Lord? You know, he goes, I'm whatever. So he leaves and the little kids run up, Wick, Wick, because they know him. How do you know me? And he sees the lady because she bails on the other guy. She leaves him a note. I'm leaving. Don't look for me. And he goes in and he introduces himself in a roundabout way, but she doesn't recognize his voice
Yeah, what's up with that?
as Leatherman. And she mentions, hey, do you know Leatherman? And he goes, yeah.
Yeah, it's my brother.
He doesn't like to, he's got a problem with skin. She goes, oh, that's a shame. I love him. And he goes, really? What? But instead of just saying, oh, that's me, he plays a game where it's like Cyrano de Bergerac or some shit.
But it's so stupid.
Right. And so she's like, well, can you take me to him? He's like, yeah, maybe, whatever. And then the theater guys come in and they're like, hey, bitch, you think you can run out on us? And they start shaking her. And he goes, oh, no, it's fine. She's with me. We're leaving. What? Michael Jackson looking son of a bitch? And they beat the shit out of him. Like, pretty good.
Yeah.
All three of those guys. And the bartender just turns up the music and he's getting beat on. So she gets him out of there with the homeless guy or whatever. He's smashing cigarettes the first time we see him.
Yeah, is he? I think is he
Just old and drunk, maybe.
crazy?
And he goes, what are you doing? I quit. And he's just stomping on all these cigarettes. The next time he sees him, he's stomping on unused condoms.
Why is he doing that?
I quit 6.
He doesn't seem like he'd use a condom, that guy. That guy's not wrapping it up.
He hasn't even heard of a condom. And who is he fucking? That's your supply that you're getting rid of? Because you didn't buy them, right? And he's just, and why you throw them away?
I make them from the animals.
It's so gross. And little kids are just, ooh, ah, ooh.
He ruined the balloons.
I'm going to take this one. And so they get him out of there and he goes home and he goes, Rick, what the hell? It's Dad.
I got beat up by the other boys.
Oh, Dad, it's so fine. I'm Rick living my life now. He goes, oh.
There's some urgent business that's come up I've got to look into.
Okay.
Drives up to town, goes to the bartender.
One question, straight. Where are the Americans who beat up the young American a little while ago?
Gives him money. Them. And he goes over, hey, you chuckleheads, and just wallops them.
Beats the shit out of him.
He does. And he walks back over, sips his whiskey, gets ready to leave, turns around, and just punches the guy in his head.
Doesn't he slap him?
He punches him, but it's the real...
He gave him extra money for the damage to the bar.
Yeah, and he punches him in his noggin.
And the homeless...
And he holds his face. Oh, and his daughter's like... And the homeless guy goes, hey, you're strong.
I'm with you. You and your son boy.
Yep.
And Leatherman. I
Yep.
love you.
And there's a...
Oh, a maid?
Yeah. I thought it was going to be like, She Loves the Dad.
That's Donda West.
The album?
It's Kanye's mom. She's that was in one movie.
Yeah. That doesn't happen.
No.
So, the dad's concerned, but he tells Rick he's a champion. They go have drinks with the bum guy.
Him and his son become best friends for a few days. It's pretty wild.
It's fantastic.
It's nice.
Because, the dad's obviously concerned, but...
It'd be heartbreaking to watch your boy march towards death like this.
Yeah, and I think there's a part of him that's hoping that maybe he did beat it. But they're really fucking bonding, and it's quite beautiful.
You know what, though? This movie sounds way more interesting when we talk about it than it is to sit through.
Yeah.
Because it's
not
incredibly boring.
Yeah.
Looks nice. I don't hate this movie.
No.
I don't really have a problem with it other than the fact that it is boring. I do not think it's bad. It is boring.
Cheryl Pollack's pretty bad.
I like her. You know what? One of the reviews on IMDb was like, this movie's got some real laughable performances. They single out his dad. They're like, his dad is awful.
I thought he was fine.
I thought he was fine, too.
Yeah. I don't mean, she's not bad. I just think it's a fucking dumb, silly role for her to fall in love with this leather man, meet Brad Pitt, and just be like,
yuck.
Ew.
Where's that guy? Where's the leather?
And then they opt to have her sing twice in the movie, and it's just not good.
Well, they don't have radio or TV there in Yugoslavia, so if you want to hear some music, people sing songs.
She is not pitch perfect. Let's just say that and leave it at that. So, the dad and him are blossoming. There's a bigger part for the father than I was expecting. But he's also midnight riding as Leatherface.
Rick?
Yeah, rolling around with her, saying
Double
hello to
tipping.
the night and all that. Right. And she even tells Rick, I don't want to be with you.
Yeah.
But I want to be with my leather boy.
Yeah.
It's the closest I'll come to having sex with a cow.
Yes.
Right? And so they're doing their thing, and it's really stupid. Then he's got a race. The Frenchman. Cayman Rider, you and I, we racing.
No. I don't really want to do that.
Kick his ass.
Okay.
And the French guy, his girlfriend's really wacky. You remember her? She's wacky, but I like her. She's really good. So they're like, around the boat and back. And he goes, twice. All right. So they're in fucking... dirt bikes.
This is like the director or something. It looks like Tom Savini. Like it's some middle-aged man hanging around people.
I wonder if he was that guy, and the director's just like, he's so cool.
I like this guy. It's 1987.
So they're trying to race
masculinity.
they're trying to race dirt bikes on sand, which, as is evidenced by the film, ain't gonna work. They could barely keep the fucking things upright. They're just, oh God, oh my Lord, it's sand. And Rick only wins because he falls. The other guy falls. He's smoking Rick the whole time, and he just falls. So Rick wins. And then he goes, you earn my respect. And they lock up like it's Predator. And then the guy goes, ooh, 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 and they all start revving their motorcycles. And then he goes like this, and they stop. Did you see that? He's a real maestro, that guy. So he's in with them. And then they're back in town partying with them.
God bless you being able to pay attention to these movies.
And she goes to the lady like, is he a boyfriend? And she goes, I mean, I don't, and he goes, he's so much better than my boyfriend. She's dating the French guy, who I didn't even realize was French, but she kept calling him that.
What French guy?
The motorcycle guy.
Okay.
He's apparently French.
He's gross.
He's very gross. And Rick's at the table, but it seems like he's at a different table. And then we see them in a wide shot, and we're like, oh, he's at the same table, so you can hear the whole conversation. They're cool now, but Rick's been feeling a little iffy here and there. Well, and the dad goes, Rick, it's not too late. If you put your suit back on now, you'll be fine.
We can reverse the damage.
So I'm thinking, well, why doesn't he just wear it some and then for one day not? But they don't do that. So he seems fine. He's just a little weakened. But he's putting on the suit, and then he's
got
not.
some slightly red marks on his body occasionally.
Towards the end.
Okay.
He has sex with her.
I somehow missed the sex part. I think my mind wandered.
Bukkake's all over her.
Is he?
Yeah.
Really?
Shards of leather, oddly enough.
Really?
So he's cooking their...
Does his boner come out in like a little leather encasement that's
he does
dick-shaped?
That's the weird thing. They turn down the lights in their shanty.
Uh-huh.
And he's nude. And they're face to face. And she's not able to discern that it's Rick.
He's not wearing the mask?
No. He's wearing nothing.
She doesn't feel his beautiful hair?
I mean...
Rick!
No matter how dark the room is...
Rick, I want you to come inside me.
When somebody's coming inside you, your eyes are like bugging. You're taking it all in, You're going to see his face. But she doesn't. So he puts his leather suit on and he's cooking coffee and she's passed out. So he leaves. He goes, oh, you don't want my coffee? Bitch. And he leaves. He drives off. She wakes up. What? Where'd he go? And then she finds Rick's locket in the bed.
At least I still have him inside me.
And she goes, it's Rick? This whole time? He raped me?
Yeah, I was going to say, misrepresentation equals rape.
Uh-huh. So she runs all over to his house.
Jules pumped his arms there, a little run.
And he gets home and he's just peeling all of a sudden.
Yeah, how about this? This is a pretty abrupt ending.
Looks like he's in the movie Sunshine.
What does he do at the house? He marches in there all peely and then
he goes to
again.
see Mother.
I want to see Mother.
Oh, so they had the birthday party for the dad and she's singing and it's awful.
Listen to the moon crying.
But the mom upstairs gets up. We haven't really seen her up until this point. So when she's in the wheelchair, wheeling herself curious, what's going on, it doesn't seem out of place.
I thought she was going to fall down those stairs. I really thought she was going to die. I really thought something was going to happen in this movie.
But then when we see her next, she's catatonic in bed.
Yeah.
Doing lullabies or some shit. The dad's talking to her.
Maybe she's got that awakenings disease, like in that movie Awakenings.
Maybe. It seems they just don't bother to tell you what's going on. So I can't help but to feel doesn't make sense.
Somebody help her and give her an awakening.
So Rick comes in hey, yes, I look like bacon, but I got to go. Bye. And he floats away to heaven. He runs out.
Does he go to his beach shanty to die?
No.
We don't know.
No,
Where's he go?
He runs out. The dad goes to him, you're a champion, Rick. That's when he says it, I think.
Does he say that? Really?
He does, because they have that story where Rick's like, when I was little, someone told me if you run a marathon, even if you're in last place, it doesn't matter until the finish line, because people are going to fall and drop out throughout the race. So it isn't over until you cross that line. So you can start in last place, but you can end up and that's the definition of a champion.
Yeah.
And so when he runs out at the top of the stairs, the dad goes, Rick! And he stops. To his back, he goes,
You're a champion.
I don't think this is what a father would do as his son runs off to die alone.
No, I'd be like, hey, let me call the ambulance or whatever.
Let me hold you.
So he runs through the house and whatever her name comes in.
Donda. Are you going to come up with some sort of racist Spanish name?
No, she's not Spanish.
I know. Marta?
Vicky?
Marta.
Is it Vicky?
I don't know.
She comes running into the house. Rick! Rick! You know his name is Rick in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood? Rick Dalton?
Yeah.
No, that's Leonardo DiCaprio's character.
I said, yeah.
Cut that out. And he hears her, so he ducks out, gets on his bike, and he gets out of there. And she comes running up the stairs. Rick! And it ends with him riding into the sunset. And then we get the credits.
But maybe he lived.
Maybe. He's wearing a suit, but he doesn't have his mask on.
Where's he going to go?
He's just going to drive until he passes out and collides into a school bus and kills 56 children. Because he's too conceited to just kill himself.
Yeah.
Like a man. I mean, you imagine he just goes to his hut.
That's what I said.
Because his dad's going to want to bury him.
Yeah.
You're not just going to drive off into the jungle.
I would think you'd want to be with your family.
Yeah,
That's sad.
You're dying, bruh.
Yeah.
Just be with your old man.
You're not going to die in the next 5 minutes. It's not like you're just
No, it's going to be a long, excruciating
Right.
death.
It's not like I'm going to find a field and I'm going to feel the sun on my skin as I just pass
It's
away.
not like 30 Days a Night where...
Oh, yeah.
Right? Or
Sunrise
Midnight Mass.
turned to ash.
Right.
Yeah.
No, it's not that at all, dude.
Ooh, that fucking Midnight Mass is a real sad ending.
Isn't that?
Ooh. Favorite movie?
30
Dark
Days
Side
a
of
Night?
the Sun?
No, but it's not terrible.
It's not. It's boring.
It is.
Brad Pitt's good.
I wonder if it's because it doesn't have that dynamic of a score.
You think that's the issue?
I think if there was something to help fill in the dead space, it wouldn't feel so dead, maybe.
I don't know, man. I feel like
It's not long.
Feels long. I feel like that weird foreignness that doesn't seem quite real is a bit of a problem.
Yeah. Immediately when he's driving, because he finds the dog almost instantaneously.
The weird villagey thing that's going on doesn't seem like it doesn't seem real.
No, as soon as he starts driving by houses, I'm like, well, this is like European. These houses. What is this?
Yeah.
But then the dad actually does say they're in Yugoslavia. So I'm like, okay, good. They're not trying to pass this off as Reseda.
Yeah.
Right. But it's still very weird that his dad would bring him to this because he's seemingly paying money in Chicago. He's like, the doctors have all these things and they got new word about stuff. And, this is what a hymen looks like. And just, dad stuff. But yet he's willing to take him to Yugoslavia to go see some fucking mumbo jumbo guy.
Is that supposed to be extra powerful because he's a doctor and a man of science? He's like, like witch doctors?
Maybe.
What do you rate this movie? Julian
The
Watkins.
movie?
Julian Fred Watkins.
Honestly, I'm going to give it a 4.
Yeah.
Because if I did a fan edit, I'd probably give it a 6. I'd cut out a lot of this shit.
Yeah.
I cut out all of the love story. Get that out of there.
You could fucking knock this thing down to about 35 minutes and it'd probably be pretty good.
Just be a nice little father-son short film.
Yeah.
Them racing and...
Did you say 4?
Yeah. Oh. I like it 2 better than Cowboys and Angels. But as much as Monument Avenue.
Wow. I mean,
because it's a surprisingly competent film.
Yeah.
It's surprising how competent it can be at times.
I mean, it packs a punch here and there.
It does.
Rarely, but it does. It brings the feelings pretty good a few times.
Yeah, it almost kills me. It punches me so hard in the stomach.
Right, like Houdini.
Yeah. What are you gonna give it?
I give it like a 5.
Oh shit! Okay.
I found it quite boring, but there's something likable about it.
Yeah. That's the testament of it. It's so silly, that fucking suit.
Yeah.
Yet somehow, maybe it's just knowing Brad Pitt may or may not be underneath it that keeps me going.
God,
what do you give Brad Pitt?
Oh, wow! I didn't see that question coming. We're doing that now? We're going to rate the performances?
Did we not? Did we not?
No, it's a JK.
I know.
Okay. I thought my acting was amazing there.
That's where I'm like, do we not?
Am I a Brad Pitt?
We haven't been doing this whole time, apparently. I know what you're going to give him.
You think it's a 7? I'd probably give him a 7 just based on that reveal, the face reveal.
Yeah, you
right. I mean, it might be more like a 6, but I'll give him a 7.
Because you know what it is, and it's a shame it's in this movie.
And his pizza face march at the end, is frantic and sad, and I don't know.
It's a shame it's in this movie because that reveal, that feels like the first moment where you're like, yeah, this guy is going to be a movie star.
Yeah.
Seeing that, his droopy hair, and it's all darkened around him, and his face is just popping.
Pro.
Yeah. I give him a 7 as well.
Nice. Jenny and Holly, they both think Brad Pitt is maybe not a good actor. He's very boring.
Really?
Yes.
That's interesting.
Mentioned Holly about the 30 Days of Pitt, and she's like, oh, God, what did she say? Hold on. Can I read the text?
Please do. Because I used to not really give a shit about him. But same thing with Leo. Once you get past all that bullshit good look crap that's foisted upon them, and you see the work, you're like, there's some nuance here. What did she say?
She says, am I wrong to think Brad Pitt is always boring?
Good Lord.
Movies are good that he's in, but his characters have never much captured me.
Good Lord.
I said I'm pretty sure you're wrong, that I don't agree with you, but I'll let you know after I watch the 30 Days of Pitt.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's his looks. Yeah, their looks are distracting from like what they're doing.
Here's what I'll say. I don't think Johnny Depp's that good of an actor.
Oh, he's magnetic,
I've seen him
though.
in good stuff, and he's been good in things.
Yeah.
But the last, 20 years.
Well.
But you look at a Brad Pitt, and it's like it just keeps getting better and better, in my opinion.
I think Johnny Depp's got problems, though.
Maybe. Mental?
I mean, I think he's...
Drugs?
No, I think it's an alcohol problem. Why you just keep inserting things? Oh yeah, Jason, you think it's this? I don't know, man. I think he's got some problems. I don't know that his heart is super into acting. I don't know.
Like with Johnny Depp, he's he bought into it, and he's struggling with the image.
Okay.
He's like 60, right? And he looks like Keith Richards. He looks bad. He looks like Mickey Rourke.
I liked him at Public Enemies.
No, he's fine in there.
I always thought he was really
not great,
handsome, but I never
did too,
really was super into the things he was
late
in.
phase Johnny Depp. It just feels like
I tuned out once the Pirates. Well,
he didn't
fucking his movies
transition out of
before
that.
Pirates of the Caribbean were bad too.
Yeah, oh yeah. What was that, Ninth Gate?
I liked the Ninth Gate.
Rear
actually.
Window.
Rear Window.
I mean, they're all fine.
No, Secret Garden.
Window. Secret
Window?
Garden. Garden in the window. I think it's Secret Window because he's typing by a window.
Okay,
but he did that Transcendence.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I don't watch any of his movies. They suck.
I think like Ed Wood might be like the last genuinely moving performance.
I will say that fucking Edward Scissorhands is really something, though. That's a really
I hate
good movie.
it in a lot of regards
Really?
now, the way it's aged, but fuck me if it isn't still a really powerful movie.
What do you not like about it?
Some of it is just the framing. He does a lot of... God, what is that video? It might be a Jane's Addiction video where as a older lady just and the camera is like in her face in a weird way.
Yeah.
Like when Michael Anthony Hall is getting on his shit when they're the van scene.
I haven't seen it in quite a while, but I've always been quite surprised at how powerful that movie is.
It just feels like it's framed in a weird way where it's like in his face, but it's drawn back a little bit. I don't know. But and Tim Burton in general,
I don't like Burton at all.
Some of his flair can be distracting.
I like Edward Scissorhands. That's about all the Burton I like.
It's his most non-Burton film.
Big Fish. I like Big Fish.
Big Fish, right. I mean, Batman's fine still.
I'm not a Batman fan.
Boy, he was good in The Flash. Michael Keaton.
Oh.
He's in The Flash.
Yeah.
Whatever. Yeah, I think Brad Pitt is a phenomenal low-key performer, but he can also get a little hyper too, and his abs are just like, good Lord.
I could not be more excited about the 30 Days of Pitt.
Yeah.
Which will probably become the Always of Pitt. I love watching these movies.
Yeah, that's fair.
All right.
So there it is.
Yes.
Dark Side of the Sun.
God damn. Go out and get that right now.
Buy it.
What did you watch it on? What did
YouTube.
I watch it on?
YouTube.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, because The Dark Side of the Sun, we
It's a
both thought
different
it was
one.
on Prime. But
Yeah.
It's, I think, a documentary series.
Some shit, yeah.
Oh, Lord. All right. Tomorrow on the 30 Days of Pitt, you get Cutting Class.
Yep.
A slasher movie.
Mm-hmm.
We don't normally actually get to watch horror movies with these filmographies. And
No.
nobody seems to do a fucking horror movie ever.
There'll be at least one for Rada. The Crazies.
Oh, sure. Yeah. God, maybe we'll never get another Rada again.
Pitch Black was kind of a
Yeah, it's a horror movie.
little bit.
Slasher.
Yeah.
You can find us on Instagram, Reddit, Facebook,
YouTube.
We do them filmographies. Email
Gmail.
us. We do filmographies at gmail.com.
Phone number.
Find us on Twitter, first at Do Filmography.
Oh, yeah, that too.
But then what's the phone number?
The hotline, 763-3...
No, 634?
634-1897.
I think so. Do you want to leave us a voicemail?
Do it.
We'll play it on
We
the
don't
air.
care if you want to. You must.
You can do it for 3 minutes. Do you want to jack off the whole time and try to shoot a load right at the end? Mm-hmm. We'll air it.
Shoot it into the receiver. I don't give a fuck. Cover yourself. Who cares?
Yeah, we don't give a shit. Yeah, is that it? We got it all? I gotta pee.
Yeah.
I gotta smoke. I've been Jason.
I've been Jules.
And we did film.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With Brad Pitt.
Yeah.